As China's Xi Jinping on Wednesday marked the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II with his country's largest military parade ever, flanked by Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un, among 26 heads of state gathered in the Chinese capital. On social media urged China to recognize America's contributions, then asked Xi to give his warmest regards to Presidents Putin and Kim, before suggesting all three were conspiring against the United States of America.
A truth last night, you saw that, and I was the one that brought it up. I said they're only doing this, they're looking to, when they did what they did, I thought it was a beautiful ceremony, I thought it was very, very impressive, but I understood the reason they were doing it, and they were hoping I was watching, and I was watching. My relationship with all of them is very good. We're going to find out how good it is over the next week or two.
Among the first to respond to the jab from Washington, Russia's president, who recently met with President Trump to discuss peace in Ukraine in Alaska on August 15th.
Well, the U.S. president is not without humor. It's clear. We all know this well. I have a good relationship with him. We communicate with each other on a first-name basis. I can tell you, and I hope he will hear this too, as strange as it may seem, but during these 4 days, during the most diverse negotiations, both informally and formally, no one has ever expressed any negative judgments about the current U.S. administration.
This as China's president presided over an event designed to project his nation's military might and diplomatic clout.
Today, humanity once again faces a choice between peace and war, dialogue and confrontation, mutual benefit and zero-sum competition. The Chinese people firmly stand on the right side of history, on the side of human civilization and progress, committed to the path of peaceful development and working together with peoples of all countries to build a community with a shared future for humankind.
20 world leaders at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization in Tianjin. That included global powerhouse India, recently slapped with a 50% tariff on imports into the United States, with Beijing and New Delhi striking a different tone.
The two countries were primarily focused on their domestic development goals, and in this they were partners rather than rivals. It was also an element of consensus between them that a stable and amicable relationship between India and China can be to the benefit of the 2.8 billion people who live in the two countries. Understood that it is critical that India and China grow and cooperate if there is to be an Asian century and a functioning multipolar world order with a multipolar Asia at its heart.
This as Brazil's president is expected to convene a virtual BRICS leaders meeting early next week, following the unilateral trade policy imposed on nations by the United States.
E anunciar uma taxação do produto americano.
We are concerned about convincing U.S. business leaders to fight with President Trump so that he can relax this. I am doing all this when I could announce a tax on U.S. products. I will not do so because I do not want to behave like him. I will not do so because I do not want to behave like President Trump. I want to prove a point. I want to prove that when one does not want to fight, two do not fight. And I do not want to fight with the United States.
Amid growing uncertainty, as affirmed by the head of the World Trade Organization.
If tariffs are used in a geopolitical and geostrategic manner, there's nothing we can do about it. But then it will have an impact, but it's not really a trade issue. And that creates a lot of uncertainty, which no one has control over, and we have to be realistic about that.
As a multipolar world continues to experience a stress test. The United Nations Secretary General described multipolarity as both a reality and an opportunity. Speaking in China recently, Antonio Guterres called for principled leadership to strengthen multilateralism, uphold the rule of law, and deliver for people. Views that will be front and center when leaders convene for the UN General Assembly later this month. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.